my cousin Eric had the worst gas problem anyone I've ever known. And it was common knowledge that if Eric was in the room, there was also going to be some kind of noxious gas, and we would shame him for it regularly. And sometimes he would go as far to be like, no guys, it wasn't me this time, but it was him. He was the common denominator. Bad smell. Eric walked into the room at the same time. And when he was moving out, when he was like 18 or 19, I said, oh man, I'm going to miss you, Eric. I don't know who I'm going to blame my farts on anymore. And a couple other cousins were like, yeah, we blamed our farts on you too growing up. And then some of the adults in the family were like, we also blamed our farts on Eric growing up. And this poor kid didn't have a gas problem. He just somehow, it happened one time, and then he became the scapegoat for everybody else's farts for the rest of his life. And he was so upset. He was like, I knew it. I told you guys. But it was so easy just to fart and be like, gross, Eric. And everybody would believe me.
Story time about how my best friend waxed off my eyebrow in my sleep, so I cut her hair. So a little background information. I was 14 and in 8th grade, and my best friends and I were having a sleepover. And right before we had went to sleep, we were all talking about this one TikTok trend that was going around. It's like this trend where girls would go and put wax on their boyfriends while they were sleeping and then take it off. Well, I didn't think anything of it, so that night I went to sleep. I should have knew this was going to happen because I'm always the butt of the joke whenever it comes to our friend group. Like, I'm always the one getting picked on. Like, there was this one thing that my friend Ashley saw online. It was like, if you put white nail polish on your teeth, it would make your teeth whiter. So who did they decide to try it out on? Yup, me. And yes, I could have said no, but these were my best friends. I didn't think that they would intentionally hurt me. Anyway, so like I said, I go to sleep and all of a sudden I wake up in the middle of the night to something very, very, very hot on my face. I open my eyes and all of my friends are standing above me with their flashlights on. Like for part 2. Part 2 about how my best friend waxed off my eyebrow while I was asleep, so I cut her hair. So like I said, went to sleep, didn't think anything was going to happen, and then I wake up and all of them are standing above me with their flashlights on. And then I realized that Ashley has a stick in her hand. Once I realized that there was wax on the other end of the stick, I started screaming. So then Kelsey decides to cover my mouth. She's like, shh, it's not that bad, I promise, like, don't worry. I get up real quick, I run to the bathroom, and there's like this pink transparent wax on my eyebrow. It was about 3 a.m. and we're all sitting there trying to find ways to get this wax off of my eyebrow. Well, then Amber goes, I'm tired of this, grabs it and rips it off my forehead. So I'm crying at this point. Like, I'm in 8th grade, I'm about to have my glow up, and y'all gotta ruin it with taking my eyebrow off. So nobody went to sleep for the rest of the night because they thought that I was gonna do something to them. So I acted all cool. I was like, no, it's fine, I can just draw it on. When in reality, I was going to cut this his hair. Like for part 3. Part 3 about how my best friend waxed off my eyebrow in my sleep, so I cut her hair. So like I said, nobody went to sleep for the rest of the night. I acted like it was okay because I was plotting in my head that I was going to cut one of their ponytails off. So I go over to their house next week, and every single day that week they were telling me how good my drawn-on eyebrow looked. It didn't actually look good, and none of my hairs were growing back. So around 12 o'clock, all of us are ready to go to bed. I'm laying down, pretending that I'm sleeping, and they think I'm sleeping, so they're over there talking to me on her bed, Ashley's bed. I wasn't sure which one's eyebrow I should rip off because the one ripped off my eyebrow, but then the other one put the wax on my eyebrow. They were like, she's sleeping. I don't think she's gonna do anything. She doesn't even have the balls to do anything. So around 4 in the morning, everybody is dead asleep. I get up, and Ashley had her hair in a ponytail. So that was easy enough. I grabbed a pair of scissors out of my book bag, and I cut her hair off.
Am I wrong for flipping out on my husband for canceling my job interview? So this might sound petty, but let me explain. In 2019, I could no longer work because of my physical disabilities. No company wanted to hire me for the past couple of years, and my husband said that it's just better that I stay home and not worry about working. I agreed, and he's become the breadwinner. Then it was like a switch that flipped because chores were 50-50, but after I lost my job, they became 100% on me. Keep in mind my physical disabilities I developed. His excuse for not doing anything to help out is that I stay home 24/7. I told him that's not fair, especially since I suffered from physical discomfort. I told him I would find a job, and he laughed and said, good luck. I remember this vividly because of the strange laugh that I never heard him laugh before. He made a deal with me and promised that everything will be 50-50 once I started working again. I started looking for a job again for months, but had no luck until my friend's husband found me a potential job at a company that would have me work from home due to my physical constraints. I was so excited and felt like I was capable again despite the struggle. 2 days ago, I found out that my job interview got canceled. I found out when my friend reached out to ask why I did that, but I had no idea. I checked my email and found nothing because I didn't send anything to the company. My husband came home and admitted canceling the interview. I asked why, and he said that this job had lots of requirements and I didn't seem fit to be accepted there, so to spare me the heartache of being rejected, he just canceled the interview. I flipped out on him and told him he destroyed my one and only chance of landing a job, but he said he was just feeling concerned about my well-being. I told him he probably didn't want me to work because he didn't want to split the house chores, and he seemed offended by that. He threw a fit about how unreasonable and selfish I was to even consider a job without speaking to him first. What are you, her dad? He called me horrible for accusing him of bad intention, then went out to meet his friends, probably to vent because one of them told me that my husband is looking out for me, but I was being cruel to him by yelling. He has been cold shouldering me since then, deleted my social media accounts claiming that they're bad for my mental health because of the negative effects some of those platforms have. So, was I wrong for yelling at him?
My friends' kids keep straight up schooling me, and they're not even trying to be sassy, okay? I was hanging out with the 4-year-old boy, and we were just playing Hot Wheels, looking at pictures of sharks on my phone, and he was talking about how much he loved sharks and how much he wanted to work with them one day, and I said, oh, so what are you going to be when you grow up? And he just looked at me like I was stupid, and he was like, an adult, duh. And another time I was talking with her 6-year-old daughter, and she was talking about how her parents had taken her to the fish market and all the different fish she'd seen. And she was talking about all, like, a bunch of octopus, like, in a pile. And I was like, oh, you saw a lot of octopi? And she laughed at me, and she was like, it's not octopi, it's octopuses. And I just let her believe it to build her confidence, but then later I Googled it on my phone, and I was like, damn, she was right. She's 6. It's octopuses, not octopi.
Okay, y'all, so I'm not the type of person to start a fight. Unless you come for me and you swing first, then you gonna catch these hands, right? Because my mama was like, I better not get a call from school that you started a fight. But if you end up getting in a fight, you better finish it. Anyways, but that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that I have never had a dream of rocking somebody. But like last night, I am still like so shook that this girl was messing with me so much in my dream that I was the first one to swing. What does that mean? I don't know if it's because my body is like, you haven't had a fight in a long time. You gotta go be messy. And to make matters worse, her mama was trying to steal from me while I was rocking her daughter. I had to drag her too. What in the Jerry Springers is going on in my dreams?
I was brand new to rock climbing. I was holding the rope for somebody called Belaying, and I nearly dropped them. I dropped them nearly to death. But they were fine. Somebody came and grabbed the rope and rescued them. And I've been climbing for years and I know what I'm doing. But I still like to start out all my new climbing relationships with that story. Like, I love to tell people, oh man, when I was first learning how to climb, I nearly killed someone. Isn't that crazy? And the other climbers will be like, yeah, so crazy. And I'll say, did you want me to hold the rope for you? And they'll be like, don't take this personally, but we'd rather you didn't. But we'll belay you later when you're ready to climb. And I'll go, oh darn, yeah, no. I'll just go sit on the rock over there with all the snacks and Gatorade and post pictures to my Instagram story or something.